Stop thinking about their opinions. You have your own mind. When you find yourself troubled by the opinions of others, turn to Stoic principles and reflect on these questions. Number 1. Should we do what we believe to be right, or should we conform to someone else's expectations? Number 2. Why should the opinions of others matter when we are acting in accordance with what is right? Number 3. Are others truly so wise that we should unquestioningly follow their lead? Number 4. Who ultimately bears the consequences of our actions, ourselves or others? As you ask yourself these questions, you're not seeking validation from the outside world. Instead, you're creating an inner dialogue, a profound conversation with your own conscience. It's like having your own inner Stoic mentor, guiding you through life's complexities. And the beauty of it all, these questions don't consider the ever-shifting winds of public opinion. They remain fixed, eternal, and true. When you weigh your actions against these Stoic principles, something incredible happens. The mental noise, the worry about external judgment, begins to fade into the background. You're left with a sense of clarity, an understanding of the right path to follow, regardless of what others might think. Don't squander the precious moments of your life preoccupied with the thoughts, words, and actions of others unless it serves a mutual purpose. The time spent wondering about the doings, sayings, thoughts, or schemes of this or that person is time that could be devoted to more fruitful endeavors. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. Epictetus humorously questions the wisdom of seeking admiration from those we once considered foolish. After all, do we truly desire the approval of individuals we have little respect for? The pursuit of their admiration becomes a source of anxiety, undermining our inner peace. Now let's deal with other people's opinions. Remind this into your mind. Practice this, it will take time. Number 1. Act independently of other people's opinions. To achieve a good life, conform to what is virtuous, not what others think. Imagine a scenario where you constantly seek the approval and validation of others. You might choose where to live, what to drive, what to wear, or what to eat based on the expectations of those around you. Your decisions become intertwined with the judgments of others, and you might find yourself living a life that aligns with what's popular or socially acceptable, rather than what truly resonates with your values and principles. The comical truth is that we often desire the approval of even those we don't respect. This pursuit, however, is not without its consequences. A significant part of our anxiety, stress, and dissatisfaction can be traced back to our relentless preoccupation with what others think of us. Now consider this shortcut to personal freedom. It's remarkably simple yet profoundly liberating. Act independently of other people's opinions. This is one of the core tenets of Stoicism. To lead a good life, we are advised to align our actions not with what others think or expect, but with what is virtuous and right. The Stoic sage, who embodies this principle, pays no heed to what society considers shameful or pitiable. They do not conform to the crowd, but walk their path with moral integrity. This is the path that Stoicism urges us to follow. It encourages us to act based on our own ethical compass, regardless of whether it aligns with popular opinion or not. Why? Because what others applaud may not always be the right course of action. As the Stoic adage goes, what I know, they do not approve. What they approve, I do not know. Your journey toward the good life is paved by assessing your actions' justice and righteousness, not by seeking validation from others. So, when you detach yourself from the worry of what others think, say, or do, focus solely on whether your actions are virtuous and aligned with your principles, you gain a precious gift, time and tranquility. You can set your sights on your goals with unwavering determination, free from the distractions of others' opinions. 2. Seek wisdom over seeking approval. Doing what is wise, just, moderate, and courageous is more important than seeking others' approval. In the journey of life, one of the most profound lessons from Stoicism is to prioritize wisdom over the ceaseless pursuit of approval from others. This age-old philosophy, with its timeless wisdom, offers us invaluable guidance in our modern, socially interconnected world. Think about the times when you've let the expectations and opinions of others shape your decisions. Perhaps you've made choices based on what society deems right, what friends or family expect, or what seems most popular. It's a path that can lead to a life molded by external forces, rather than by your own principles and values. Now, the Stoics challenge us to think differently. They propose that your primary goal should be to seek wisdom and virtuous living, rather than seeking the fleeting and often fickle approval of others. In simple terms, it means prioritizing doing what is wise, just, moderate, and courageous, over conforming to the opinions of those around you. Consider this. Wisdom, justice, moderation, and courage are virtues that stand the test of time. They form the foundation of a noble and fulfilled life. Wisdom allows you to make informed and thoughtful decisions. Justice ensures that you act fairly and morally. Moderation keeps you from excess and extremes. Courage empowers you to confront challenges with strength and resilience. The Stoics teach us that to embody these virtues, we must not be swayed by what others think. Seeking approval can often pull us away from virtuous paths. It can lead us to make decisions not based on our inner moral compass, but on the ever-shifting winds of societal expectations. Imagine this scenario. A friend suggests a course of action that, while popular, doesn't align with your principles. Seeking approval, you may be tempted to follow the crowd, even if it doesn't feel right deep down. This is where Stoicism advises a different course of action. It encourages you to pause and reflect. What is the wise thing to do in this situation? What is the just course of action that aligns with your values? How can moderation guide you to balance your choices? Do you have the courage to follow your ethical principles, even if it means standing alone? The Stoic lesson here is that wise, just, moderate, and courageous actions are always worth prioritizing. These virtues lead to a life that remains steadfast, consistent, and true to what you believe. Seeking the approval of others, on the other hand, often leads to uncertainty, inconsistency, and the possibility of straying from your authentic self. In your daily actions and decisions, even if they stand in contrast to the popular opinion, this path will lead you to a life filled with integrity, fulfillment, and the enduring strength of your own character. 3. Avoid sacrificing your principles for the sake of approval. Live guided by Stoic principles, even if it means ignoring public opinion. Picture this scenario. You're at a crossroads in life, faced with a choice. It's a choice between adhering to your deeply held principles and convictions, or surrendering to the enticing allure of public approval. This is a classic dilemma we all encounter at various points in our lives. In these moments, the Stoics offer us a profound lesson in navigating life's complexities. They implore us to make a choice, not in pursuit of fleeting applause and accolades, but guided by our unwavering principles. It's about doing what's right, just, and virtuous, even if it means standing alone. Let's break this down further. To live a life guided by Stoic principles means embracing a code of ethics deeply rooted in wisdom, justice, moderation, and courage. These virtues are like a lighthouse, illuminating our path through life's tumultuous seas. They encourage us to do what is right, to treat others with fairness, to find balance in our choices, and to summon the strength to face adversity with grace. However, the world around us is often a cacophony of diverse opinions and expectations. In the pursuit of approval, we can find ourselves swaying like reeds in the wind. Public opinion can be a powerful force, one that tugs at us, tempting us to compromise our principles for a taste of temporary admiration. Let me share a simple but powerful truth. Seeking public approval can lead to a fragile existence. It's like building a house of cards, one puff of wind away from collapse. Public opinion is a capricious master, and its fickle nature can leave us in a constant state of anxiety. To be chained to the ever-changing whims of others is to lead a life with shaky foundations. Now here's where the Stoic lesson shines. It calls upon us to make a conscious choice, a choice to act with integrity, even if it means contradicting the popular opinion. It reminds us that our principles are not negotiable. These principles, our moral compass, are what hold us steady in the face of the tempestuous seas of societal trends. Imagine this. You're in a situation where your principles urge you to take a stand, even if it's unpopular. It may be defending someone who's unfairly criticized or challenging an unjust system. The Stoic path encourages you to ask yourself, what is the right thing to do? What would justice demand? How can I maintain moderation in this situation? Do I have the courage to stand by my principles? Here's the crux of the Stoic lesson. Avoiding the sacrifice of principles for the sake of public approval. It's a conscious choice to remain true to your core values, to let wisdom, justice, moderation, and courage guide your decisions, even if the applause is scarce. In living a life true to Stoic principles, you're building a solid fortress within. Your principles become your unshakable foundation. Your character grows in strength, and your integrity shines as a beacon in the darkest of nights. In essence, you become the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. 4. Stay true to your virtuous path regardless of whether it brings flattery or disapproval. Imagine a life where you're walking a path guided by virtue, a path illuminated by wisdom, justice, moderation, and courage. This path is not always easy, for it's not a journey determined by the whims of others. It's a path of integrity, one where you make decisions based on what is right and noble, even when the world may not understand or appreciate it. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers who offered timeless wisdom, advocate for precisely this kind of life. They encourage us to stay true to our virtuous path, unwavering in the face of flattery or disapproval. But what does this mean, and why is it so important? Staying true to your virtuous path means living in accordance with principles that transcend societal expectations. These principles are your moral compass, guiding you to make choices that reflect wisdom, fairness, balance, and bravery. Imagine a situation where you're faced with a decision. It's a decision that aligns perfectly with your principles, your ethical core. It's a choice that embodies fairness, even if it means challenging the status quo. Now, here's where the Stoic lesson comes to life. Stay true to this virtuous path, no matter what the world may say. You see, in our journey through life, we often encounter the siren call of flattery. It's the sweet melody of praise, the enticing allure of approval. It's easy to get swayed by it, to let it dictate our choices. It's as if the world is applauding our actions and beckoning us to continue down that path, even if it doesn't align with our principles. On the flip side, there's disapproval. The harsh tones of criticism, the unsettling feeling of judgment. It's like a storm cloud threatening to drench our noble intentions. It's here that many falter, changing course to avoid these clouds, even if it means deviating from the virtuous path. Now, the Stoic lesson is clear and powerful. Stay the course. Keep walking that virtuous path, whether the world showers you with praise or douses you in criticism. But why, you ask? Why is it essential to stand firm when the allure of flattery or the sting of disapproval beckons? The answer lies in the very essence of your character. When you stay true to your virtuous path, when you hold your principles as sacred, you're forging a character of steel. You're becoming someone whose actions are consistent with your beliefs, someone who can be relied upon to act justly, moderately, and courageously. In this way, you're not a reed bending to the winds of popular opinion. You're an oak deeply rooted and unyielding. Your life becomes a testament to the enduring power of virtue. It's a life where your integrity shines as brightly in the face of criticism as it does in the warmth of praise. So consider this. When you let flattery or disapproval steer your course, you relinquish control over your destiny. Your actions become reactions, driven by the ever-changing tides of public opinion. You become a leaf adrift in the wind without a clear sense of purpose. But when you stay true to your virtuous path, you are the captain of your ship. You set the course based on your principles, your inner compass. And as you journey through life's unpredictable waters, you're driven not by external forces, but by the unwavering strength of your character. 6. When bothered by what others think, remind yourself of Stoic principles and ask critical questions about your actions. We've all been there, right? You're going about your day, making choices, pursuing your dreams, and then it happens. The unsettling feeling creeps in, the worry about what others think. It's a common human experience, and the Stoics had some profound insights on how to deal with it. You're at a crossroads. It could be a big decision, like a career change, or something smaller, like expressing your opinion in a group. At that moment, you're not alone. There's an invisible jury in your mind, the opinions of others. The Stoic wisdom that can illuminate this situation is as clear as a starry night. When bothered by what others think, remind yourself of Stoic principles and ask critical questions about your actions. What does this mean for you right now? It means that when you're in that uncomfortable place of self-doubt, instead of being swayed by external judgments, you turn inward to timeless Stoic teachings. The Stoics guide us to live our lives according to principles. These principles, rooted in wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation, form the bedrock of your character. They are the North Star in the night sky, the steady guide amidst life's tempests. In essence, you become the author of your own life story. You're not swayed by the fleeting judgments of others. You're guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Remember, it's perfectly human to be bothered by what others think, but when you confront that worry with Stoic principles and critical self-reflection, you're not just living, you're thriving. You're embracing the profound truth that it's not the opinions of others that define your path. It's your unwavering commitment to principles that truly matter. 7. Prioritize living the way you believe to be right and ignore excessive concern about public opinion. Have you ever felt the weight of public opinion? That nagging worry about what others might think of you or your choices? It's a feeling many of us share, but the Stoics offer us a valuable piece of advice. Prioritize living the way you believe to be right and ignore excessive concern about public opinion. Now, let's break that down into a practical life lesson, one that resonates with the core of Stoicism and can help you navigate the sometimes turbulent waters of life. Imagine for a moment that your life is a grand tapestry, woven with your thoughts, actions, and the way you engage with the world. In this intricate design, there's a thread that represents your own beliefs, values, and principles. It's a thread that should be as unyielding as a mighty oak tree, firmly grounded and resolute. However, this tapestry also faces the winds of public opinion. The thoughts and judgments of others can sometimes feel like gusts, threatening to unravel your carefully woven threads. This is where Stoic wisdom steps in. The Stoics tell us that to live a truly meaningful life, a life of virtue and authenticity, you must prioritize the thread of your own convictions. In other words, live in accordance with what you believe to be right, just, and virtuous. Let this be your guiding star, the north you steer your ship by. Now, this doesn't mean you should become entirely impervious to the world's opinions. We are social creatures after all, and a sense of belonging and connection is essential. However, the Stoics emphasize that this should not come at the cost of compromising your principles. This is the essence of prioritizing what you believe to be right. Imagine making decisions guided by a compass, and that compass is your inner moral code. It's a compass that points you in the direction of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation, the very cornerstones of Stoic philosophy. In your journey, there may be moments when living in accordance with your beliefs invites disapproval or criticism. It's as if your compass points you towards uncharted waters, away from the safe harbor of conformity. This is where you must trust the compass and follow your true north. Consider this. History is replete with individuals who followed their own beliefs, regardless of popular opinion. Think of courageous figures like Galileo Galilei, who dared to challenge conventional wisdom about the cosmos, or Rosa Parks, who took a stand for civil rights when society urged her to remain seated. These individuals remind us that to truly make an impact, to lead a life of substance, you must be willing to prioritize your own convictions, even when the tide of public opinion is against you. The Stoics tell us that when we become overly concerned with what others think, we relinquish a part of ourselves. We trade our guiding compass for the fluctuating winds of external judgment. This comes at a cost to our integrity and authenticity. The Stoic lesson here is simple but profound. Prioritize living the way you believe to be right. Embrace the actions that align with your principles, even when they're met with disapproval. This doesn't mean you should be obstinate or dismissive of differing views. It's about staying true to your own moral center. It's about knowing when to stand firm and when to bend, like a resilient tree in a storm, without compromising the integrity of your beliefs. By living this lesson, you become a beacon of authenticity. People are drawn to those who stand for what they believe to be right, and more importantly, you experience a profound sense of inner peace. When your actions align with your principles, it's as if your life's tapestry becomes more vibrant, more genuine. Prioritizing your own beliefs doesn't mean living in a bubble. It's about being open to the wisdom of others, to learning and growth. But it's also about recognizing that while the world's opinions may be like ever-changing tides, your core principles should remain steady as the North Star. In our existence, be the master weaver of your own convictions, for it is in this authenticity that you'll discover the true essence of a meaningful and purposeful life. That's it, my friend. Consider subscribing to our channel